All right. Take a seat, take a sip of water, take some iced tea, say hi to the people next to you. You can start eating your salads as we get the award started. It's been a long day, long 2 days perhaps, for those of you who were here yesterday as well. So, all right. We have a manual shusher over here. All right, I know we're all excited. Can I have your attention for a few minutes? We're gonna get past a few of these announcements, and then we can start eating all the good stuff. So if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. All right, there we go. Okay, hey everyone, good afternoon. I'm Natalie He, and I will be your MC for today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a reporter on Fox 26 Houston. So please, yeah. Thank you, I appreciate that. So please feel free to begin eating your salads if you haven't already. I know you guys are hungry, it's been a long day. And it's great to see all of you here in person today. We've got a big crowd here, obviously. It feels a lot bigger than the last couple of years, so we're very happy to see that. And we have many old and new faces all here throughout the business conference and the expo. And I hope the morning sessions have been very informative for you and you had a chance to see all the 50+ exhibits that are here today. Now the Chamber has been working hard putting this together, so we're glad that you're able to join us here for the luncheon and the awards presentation. And first we want to recognize all the Asian Chamber board members in the room, so would you please stand up to be recognized? There we go. Let's give them a round of applause. We also have a few special guests, some VIP attendees. And if I read your name, would you please stand up? First up, we have Jack Cagle, Harris County Commissioner, Precinct 4. Hi, Jack. We've got James Chen with the Governor's Office. Where are you, James? He's somewhere here. And Lucy Garcia with the Department of Labor. She also serves as the regional representative of the White House Initiative of Asian American Pacific Islanders. Welcome to our VIP attendees. And we also have a few special speakers later on in the luncheon. That's Rhonda Arnold with the Houston Airport System. Hi, Rhonda. Looking good in green. And Bill Amata with the IW Group. Hey, Bill. And Tony Beck with Comcast. The Asian Chamber will also be celebrating our Rising 10 Awards and honoring our 10 recipients at the second half of our program today, so please stay until the end of the luncheon to help celebrate with us. And as we continue, we'd like to invite Rhonda Arnold, Chief Community Relations and Business Affairs Officer for the Houston Airport System, to provide remarks as our global sponsor of today's conference. I'll leave this here.
Good afternoon. I see so many wonderful friends in the audience today, and we're so excited to be a part of this wonderful event today. My name is Rhonda Arnold, and I'm the Chief Community Relations Officer for the Houston Airports. I bring you greetings from Director Diaz, Mario Diaz. He is the Director of Aviation for the City of Houston. We are so proud to be the global sponsor of the Business Conference and Expo. We would also like to congratulate the winners of the Rising 10 Awards. Thanks to this chamber and its leadership. I know I'm gonna miss some names, but these are some of the people that we've worked with through the years. I've been associated with this chamber since the Linda Toyota days, and for over 12 years. So I want to say thank you to May Wayne, our good friend Walter Lawson, Kenneth Lee, and especially Barbara Gallo and Paul Ward. Can we give them a round of applause? This chamber has been serving the community for over 30 years. Isn't that remarkable? And the Houston Airport System appreciates the relationship that we have with the Asian Chamber of Commerce and the community and their community for over these many, many years. We have had many successes in bringing airlines, and we look forward to recovering all of them and expanding more destinations when the time is right. We're trying to bounce back, and I am old school Houston, Texas, Southern girl. I will stop talking if you want to talk. Are we ready? All right. Let's talk about air travel. Air travel is bouncing back since the pandemic. Last year, we welcomed more than 44 million passengers. For context, 59 million people passed through Bush and Hobby in 2019, before the pandemic. So we're so happy that we're coming back. Each year, the Asian Chamber of Commerce hosts this business conference to educate and provide opportunities of trade and educational workshops through educational workshops and business expo. When it comes to passenger recovery of the Asian destinations, Bush reached 20% recovery in June. Isn't that remarkable? That's the highest record since the start of the pandemic of March 2020. Our city and the community air service to 5 Asian countries have been in business since 2008. Due to the economic turndown followed by this very unfortunate global pandemic, many of those flights had to stop. But Houston Airports has recovered 3 of the 4 pre-COVID destinations served, and we're so happy about that. COVID-related travel restrictions in some countries just allowing international travel, they just haven't come back yet, but we're working on that, and we look forward to that. All airlines, but Air China, have resumed flights from Houston to destinations across the Asian continent. So let's book those travels over to Asia by using all of those different partners, and we'll see what we can do by getting Air China back. But right now, you can use all the other assets that we have available. One of the key economic engines in the city, the Houston Airport System also encourages minority participation. It is through inclusion that our economy is stronger and represents who we are in Houston. It is the most diverse city in America. Houston Airports empower small businesses by ensuring that they have access to contracting opportunities, decision makers, and key stakeholders. We congratulate and honor Asian-owned businesses that provide opportunities and expansion and growth through positive economic development. The airport system exists to connect the people, the businesses, and the cultures and economies of the world to Houston. Houston Airport is striving to be a 5-star global service gateway where the magic of flight is celebrated. So with that, we salute this chamber, and we wish you a happy and productive conference.
Let's give another round of applause to Rhonda. Those are some interesting numbers she shared there, huh? Glad to hear that air travel's back. We all miss that. Now, would you please turn your attention to the screen as the Asian Chamber would like to acknowledge our other sponsors of today's event. All right, for the global sponsors, we have the Houston Airport System. For presenting sponsors, we have Shell, Southwest Management District, and Comcast. For gold sponsors, we have Walmart and Sam's Club. I see the Walmart bags around there. JP Morgan Chase, HEB, and Morgan Bailey. For our silver sponsors, we have CenterPoint Energy, Chamberlain, Goldman Sachs, Houston Community College, Jackson Walker, Port Houston, and Houston MBDA. And for our bronze sponsors, we have Catholic Charities and Takeaway Tax. And we also want to thank the many partners who have joined us in making our event successful. Would you please give them all a round of applause? And now for your favorite part of this program, lunch is served. So please enjoy your meal and we'll be back here in just a little bit. Okay, so I hope you're enjoying lunch. It's pretty good. We're gonna bring up our luncheon keynote speaker. That is Bill Imada. Bill Imada is the Chairman and Chief Connectivity Officer of IW Group, a fully integrated marketing communications agency specializing in the growing multicultural communities. For more than 3 decades, Bill and his team have played a critical role in reaching the growing Asian American, Native, Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, Hispanic, Latino, and LGBTQ communities. Bill's areas of expertise include community outreach, community relations, intercultural communications, media relations, experiential events, activations, and partnership marketing. Bill and his agency represent many household brand names such as CVS Health, Lexus, McDonald's, Netflix, Sony Pictures Entertainment, Walmart, Walt Disney, Warner Bros., Wells Fargo, and many others. And a full list can be found in your program book, which was left on your seats. And now would you please join me in welcoming Bill Imada to talk about the state of the Asian community.
Well, thank you so much. You are a tough crowd. So part of my job is to entertain you a little bit. But I want to just say the state of Asian America, the state of Asian community here in Houston is robust. And I'm going to walk through a few demos. They're kind of boring, and I know you're in the middle of lunch and you don't want to hear stats. But I'm going to do my best to kind of keep this light and interesting for you. So hopefully this all works. Brief items that I'm going to talk about. A little bit of news that's happening in Houston and the greater area here, what's happening with the business community, where the opportunities are here, and I believe very strongly in Houston. So even though I'm from California, which is the other county of Texas, I'm really excited about being here because I see the opportunity that exists in this great city, and I'm so happy that the Asian Chamber of Commerce of Houston has invited me to be here. And I also want to say, please thank all of the sponsors that are supporting this organization. And I want to give you a hint. If you belong to the Chamber and you don't have your insurance at Allstate, and you're not tuning into Comcast or Fox, and you're not shopping at HEB or Walmart or Sam's Club, then I'm going to be very disappointed because these companies give back to you each and every day. So anyway, we'll move on to the next slide. Oops. See, this is what happens with technology. I'm in advertising and nothing works the way you want it to. So anyways, the big news here. Now, I'm going to start off with a little bit of bad news, only because Asian Americans, we believe in a little bit of sugar and a little bit of SH-IT. But because we're an Asian group, I'm going to say sweet and sour. So probably the only sour thing I want to say really is that the consumer pricing that has gone up here in Houston, housing has slowed down. And of course, a lot of people that own houses right now, things are staying in the market a little longer. But I do want to say that that is all going to change as things recover. It was really great to see Rhonda here from the airport. By the way, be nice to Rhonda because the airports are have great contracts, and there are some rising 10 people that have really great restaurants, and like this banh mi sandwich place. I want that banh mi sandwich place to be at Bush International. Rhonda, can you make that happen? Okay, see, Rhonda's one of those people. She opens doors. The challenge is you have to walk through the door. So thank you, Ms. Arnold, for being here. But the other things are great. So enrollment is declining a little bit from in college, but we're going to see a rebound in that. But the only thing that I'm worried about with colleges and universities all over the state of Texas and in Houston is that young people no longer feel a need to go to college. And so if you're a college or university, Houston Community College System, University of Houston, Rice University, Baylor Medical School, you need to stay on top of the needs and interests of young people today. Because the price of college is going higher and higher. Fortunately, the president has come up with a relief plan, and I'm hoping more and more students can take advantage of that. Job growth. Job growth in the energy sector has returned quite significantly, and we're going to see some better job opportunities in the manufacturing sector. I wanted to just point out that we're seeing tremendous growth in terms of company expansions, like in places like the Fort Bend area. So keep an eye on those opportunities in constructions and expansion, people in real estate, commercial real estate, small business people. Pay attention to all the expansions that are coming to Houston, because that's going to continue, because Houston still is a really great bargain for many companies across the country. I already mentioned home sales, positive growth. You already know about HP Enterprise leaving California, like a lot of other California companies. That is a great opportunity, because not only does HP expand here, they support a lot of small businesses all over the greater Houston area. So please keep an eye on that. We also saw one of the Chinese companies, an energy company, moving to the energy corridor, and they're going to expand there. And so we're starting to see a lot of great activity here in Houston. So please do keep aware of those things. Move on real quick, because I only have 20 minutes, and I want to go through this really quickly. Are you with me so far? You're not such a bad crowd. You're kind of listening. You were nicer to Rhonda than me. But what I love about Texas, and by the way, the competition isn't just coming from other states, like Georgia, like Nevada, like Colorado. It's coming from inside the state of Texas. So you're competing with the Dallas, you're competing with San Antonio, you're competing with Austin. But I want to let you know that Houston can hold its own. You have triple-digit growth in the Asian American population here in the last 20 years. Triple-digit growth. Now I want to tell you that Asian Americans across the country, we grew by double digits in 49 out of 50 states. Montana, we went from 0 to 3, so we had 300% growth. I'm teasing. You already see the growth of several cities. So right here in the Houston area, Sugar Land. We already know that Sugar Land is a major Asian hub, and a lot of Asian immigrants have moved there. But we're also seeing other places. You already know about Stanford. Stanford is actually one of the fastest growing Asian populations in the area. And you can tell the growth and the power of the Asian American population when they start electing people to office or appoint judges. And we're seeing that in places like Missouri City and Stafford, in other places. So watch out, because you're going to see a lot more judges, you're going to see a lot more people working as elected people, not only in the school districts, but in city councils and boards and elsewhere. And that's really important, Houston, because the more people that you have advocating for you on the government side, including people like Rhonda, who works for the Air Force, the better you have an opportunity to excel and grow your businesses. So you already know that Greater Houston is probably close to 8 million people. And if you look, we represent a pretty significant percent of the population. I would say it's around 8%, 89%, and that is only including Asians who say they're Asians alone. The growth of the mixed race community is going through the roof, and so you're starting to see more and more Asian Americans of mixed heritage coming to the Houston area and moving to the suburban areas all around the state. These are heat maps. So if you look on the left, this is what Houston Metro looked like back in 2000. The darker the color, the larger the growth of the Asian population. And it's not just in the city, it's growing in the north part of the state, the northwest part of the city. The western suburbs are growing, but you're starting to see Asian Americans going beyond places like Sugar Land, places beyond Woodland, and all the way into Katy, and to all these other places. So you're going to continue to see that growth moving west and northwest, and you're going to see more younger people hopefully coming back to the city because Houston has made a commitment to convert some of the old buildings into housing. And so the more we have that housing and those infrastructures, it's going to be really great for Houston's growth. Okay, I'm trying to move on. John? Okay, the Asian population. You already know that the South Asian population is quite large. The Indian population is probably the largest population, but if you add the other South Asian populations, including the Pakistani population, it is almost 30% of the entire Asian population. Of course, the Chinese, Taiwanese, the Filipino communities are also quite large. And so you're starting in the Vietnamese community. And so these are some of the most significant communities that exist here. And that's why there's such great opportunity in Houston. You already know that Houston is the most diverse city in the country, and you should be proud of that. Is that the best you can do? I love this map. The people in Katy, if there's anybody from Katy, you guys get it. If you look at the growth, you can see where, Harris County is in there, but if you look at the growth of the surrounding counties, we're not just staying in Houston. We're moving north, we're moving west, and there's a few of us even moving east. And so there are a lot of different opportunities for small businesses and companies. Take note, if you're a bank or you're an insurance company, you want to be the first people to get into those towns while it is 1 or 2% Asian, because a lot of the towns that you're seeing are going to switch and become 15, 16, 20, 30% Asian American. So if you're a bank, make sure that you have your people all ready to go when you're 1 or 2% Asian American. If you're an insurance company, make sure your agents are in some of these places. I would be putting some people in some of the outlying counties beyond Fort Bend. I would be putting people north of Montgomery. I think you have a place called Conroe and beyond. If you have companies, open your offices now and start staffing up now, and you have the talent at the universities here to do that. College enrollment is down, and it's a little bit down for Asian Americans, but Asian Americans really believe in education, so if you're looking for talent, this is a great place to find talent. And Houston has a number of colleges and universities, and a great feeder system in the Houston Community College system. So I want all of you to pay close attention to building your relationships with these universities, but also helping them to advance in your companies and organizations. By the way, 50% of our population has a college degree. That's almost double the general market. I also want you to see the influence that Asians have in Houston. Okay, I know dinner is a lot more interesting than I am. But think about conventions. If you're a small business or if you're a company that is trying to do business, take advantage of the influence that Indians, Vietnamese people, Koreans, Filipinos, and all of the other communities have on the psyche and genre of Houston. So we have a big anime convention coming up. We have a K-Con convention coming up right here in Houston, and that shows the influence and impact of Asians in Houston. I have a shameless plug for Tim Hortons, a Canadian company that chose Katy and Houston to open up some stores. And if you follow what Tim Hortons is doing, Tim Hortons is a Canadian company, but they do their demographics really, really well. They know exactly where their customers are. Follow this company and take their lead, because the Canadians know what they're doing. Also look for the opportunities. Why are there so many Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in Texas? jobs and opportunities. One thing that is amazing about Houston and Texas in general is that there are opportunities that exist nowhere else in the U.S. And you have a great healthcare system. Healthcare is going to be one of the big growth industries. So pay attention to what's happening with the Texas Medical Center and where that's expanding. This is not only going to create jobs for people that are in the medical field, but it's going to create a number of other jobs for people that are going to open their businesses near these hospitals. Hewlett-Packard, again, when Hewlett-Packard expands and continues to expand, it's going to fuel a number of different service industry organizations. Please, if you are thinking about expanding, look to where these expansions are happening and be ahead. Real quick, just some demographics. You probably already know that Asians are the fastest growing population in the U.S. It's also the fastest growing segment of the population in Texas, and Houston is no exception. There are now 23 million Asian Americans in the United States. The spending power of Asian Americans in the U.S. is $1.4 trillion per year. Similar to Texas, there are 6 specific communities that are the largest. So a lot of the companies are saying, Bill, we can't really target Asian Americans in Texas because there are people that are from Laos, there are people from Cambodia, there are people from China, Taiwan, Japan, Korea, Mongolia, Thailand, Burma, and all these other places. Well, the top 6 largest communities represent 85% of the entire Asian population. Oops. Oh, can you put me back on that last slide? I really only have one more slides because I want to make a point here. And I want to first of all say thank you to all of the allies in the room. This is not meant to malign anybody, but if I could have the last 2 slides. Okay, this slide. So, there's a lot of conversation right now about which population in the U.S. is the most important. All of the diverse populations in this country are important, including Texas. And let me just give you an example of the power of Asian America. There are 23 million Asian Americans in the U.S. today. The spending power is $1.4 trillion. Now, if I were to look at the nominal gross domestic product of many of the countries that have consulates here in Houston, which, by the way, there are several, and it probably has the most consulates outside of Washington, D.C. Asian Americans, if you were to put them on Staten Island, and it became its own country, it would be the 13th, 14th, or 15th largest economic power in the world. Now think about it. Guess who's in 15th, 16th place right now? You have a consulate, Indonesia. Indonesia has 270 million people. Their nominal gross domestic product is under 1.4 trillion. Mexico, 130 million people, probably in 15th, 16th, or 17th place in nominal GDP. Their gross domestic product, nominal gross domestic product, is $1.1 to $1.2 trillion. And guess which countries Asian Americans will pass? Spain and Australia. So the power of Asian Americans is really important. So I also want to mention other things. We must, as a community, support the white community, the black community, the Latino community, and all the indigenous communities, and all of the immigrants that are coming in from Afghanistan and the Ukraine. That is our obligation to welcome them here. But I also want to give you one other stat before I wrap up. So, there are 23 million Asian Americans. If you are doing things in Europe, or you're doing things in other countries. Let me just give you an example of how fast we're growing. Most of our immigration, most of our growth is coming from Asia. There's 4.6 billion people in Asia. If we were to look at the entire continent of Africa, and this is a big pet peeve of mine, Africa is not a country. Africa has more than 50 countries, and they're all unique. But the entire population of the continent of Africa is 1.4 billion people. China is 1.4 billion alone. Let's look at all the Latinos. There are Latinos, one of the fastest growing populations next to Asian Americans in the US and Canada. Let's put all the Latinos in the US and Canada. We'll add all the people from the Caribbean. We'll add all the Latinos in Mexico, in Guatemala, in Honduras, in Costa Rica. We'll all the people down in South America, and we'll throw in Brazil too in good measure. And we'll add Spain. 750 million people total. India is 1.4 billion people, almost double. So where is the growth going to come from, Houston? It's going to come from the Asian community and from immigration from Asia and from a growing population base here in the state of Texas. That's it for my presentation. Thank you so much, everyone. And I look forward to having more conversations with the others.
Thank you, Bill. Let's give him another round of applause. Okay, so we're now going to turn the spotlight on the Rising 10 Awards. These are successful companies in the greater Houston area that are at least 50% owned by Asian Americans. Headquartered in the United States, have been in operation for the last 3 years, and with an annual revenue of at least $250,000 in 2019, 2020, or 2021. Their financial data were submitted and independently audited by Malone Bailey. Each was reviewed not only financially, but market share growth, workforce employee count, as well as how they have impacted the community right here in Houston. And before we award our 2022 recipients, the Chamber would like to recognize Comcast as the underwriting sponsors for the Rising 10 presentation. So would you please welcome Tony Beck, Vice President of External Affairs, to provide remarks on behalf of Comcast.
Thank you, Natalie. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? Excellent. Let me just say something about Mr. Bill Amato. So, Paul and the board of the Asian Chamber, there's so much value to an event like this. One of the values is the connections with people. And Mr. Amato and I had not seen each other for about 5 years, probably. What I did not know is how much Bill Amato knows about what you have just shared with us. But what I do know about Mr. Bill Amato is that this gentleman does more for helping big companies see the value in having diverse youth join them, giving diverse youth opportunities, and one of the best. So congratulations to the Asian Chamber for getting this gentleman. So it's great to be back. This is my second year with the Asian Chamber of Commerce, the Rising 10 Awards Luncheon, and we at Comcast, and I've got my teammates over there. Comcasters, Comcast Business, doing the good work of the company. And I remember this event so well last year, and I remembered the theme because it was so profound, and it was rebound, recover, re-engage, and how appropriate that was. And this year, I went looking for what the theme is. Again, kudos to probably Mr. Paul Gore and others who came up with the theme around resiliency and flexibility and innovation. And I happened to catch CNBC this morning as I was walking out the door, and wow, we need flexibility and resiliency and innovation. The Fed chair has some words today, and it's quite the day on the markets. Last year I told you about Comcast's commitment to Houston, the small business community, and I'm back to tell you that that commitment is still very real and as strong as ever, because what every one of you in this room know is that the need is still very, very much there. You know, the familiar saying, we all rise by lifting each other. So true, you know, we've all known that. But as I was thinking about that, I was wondering if the last 2-3 years, however long it's been, has made that more important and brought that more to the forefront than it's ever been. That fact, plus the fact that Comcast truly is a believer in big dreams and helping others achieve those big dreams, is why we have created our Comcast Rise program. Rise, representation, investment, strength, and empowerment. Comcast Rise is a free business services program, and it affords small businesses owned by people of color technology makeovers, marketing services, and financial grants. And I'm thrilled to let you know that we expanded this program this year to businesses owned by women. So far, yes, thank you, yes. So far, we've helped nearly 800 small businesses owned by people of color here in the area, given $2 million in grants last year and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of services to small businesses, and we are still going. I want to share one story before we get to this fine group on my right, because it's about real people making a real difference. And when I think about Comcast Rise, I think about Miss Nancy Tran. And Miss Nancy Tran, the Vietnamese immigrant who came to this country, came to Houston looking for a better life for her 2 children. Single mom, and she literally used her life savings to start a shipping business here in Houston. And she poured her heart into that business. And we know that's what small business owners do, is they pour their hearts into their businesses. And then COVID happened. And everything came to a standstill. You know, the aviation industry, Rhonda, was grounded, and Ms. Tran couldn't send any air freight for months and months and months, which caused her to think she had to lay off all her workers and close her doors. And then she heard about the Comcast Rise program. She said, why not? Why not me? And she applied and she got a grant. And in her words, not our words, it saved her business. But probably more importantly, it restored her spirit. It restored her confidence. And she said, yes, I can. And today she's shipping goods back to Vietnam from folks in the community that many of you probably know. So I have one ask of you. Please share the Comcast Rise program with every single person in your network so that they can take a look and they too can apply for one of these free grants. It's really easy. ComcastRise.com. And I'm going to leave you with one final thought. We all know this group probably more than most, that each one of our small businesses plays such a vital role in the vitality of our communities. And what we at Comcast have seen, every single one of my teammates at Table 10 and Table 11, is that when we support these small businesses and when we invest in these small businesses and when we show them that we genuinely care, it comes right back. And it comes right back to every single one of us. Our communities truly are better when our small businesses are thriving. So with that, I congratulate this magnificent group, the Rising 10 Award winners. I can't wait to hear your stories. Keep up the awesome work. And thank you to the Asian Chamber for including Comcast.
Any of you hear a hint of an accent when Tony was speaking? I just asked her privately. I was like, where is this from? South Africa, for any of you who kind of heard that. My guess was like Australia, New Zealand, so it's completely off. But Thank you, Tony, for that, and thank you, Comcast, for investing in our community. Lots of interesting stuff here between Bill and Tony's speeches, so I feel like I'm learning a lot and might have just found a story idea for myself down the road, so thank you for that. So now let's get to our presentation. So here are our Rising 10. First up, we have the Brazos Valley Marketing. We're gonna have a little video.
Brazos Valley Marketing is an internet marketing company specializing in search engine optimization. With a degree in electrical engineering at Texas A&M University, Dustin Ogle has led the way for 6 years in helping clients all over the U.S. and various countries around the world. By offering a one-core service in 3 different sizes, they're able to keep internet searches simple and focus in delivering the best results possible at an affordable price. With well-established case studies, proven results, and a history of success in Google, they're positioned to assist businesses looking to transition into a world where the internet is the dominant driver of traffic. Any online traditional-style businesses who are looking to drive more business via online channels can benefit from the search engine optimization services of Brazos Valley Marketing. Brazos Valley Marketing has been actively involved in the Asian Chamber of Commerce and are ready to assist any business looking at expanding and growing their market reach.
I love the music. It makes me feel very happy. Okay, up next we have the Dumpling House.
Dumpling House is a family-owned, women-led, fast casual Chinese restaurant. Self-taught chef and mother, Elaine Wan, began making homemade dumplings when she couldn't find any that reminded her of the ones she had back in China. While Elaine's daughter, Ashley Lai, recognized her mother's talents, and after 4 years of pop-up shops and farmers markets, the duo, along with Ashley's sister, Emily, opened their first brick-and-mortar location of Dumpling House in 2020. Dumpling House serves fresh, plant-based Chinese food, reminiscent of the food found in the night markets of Taiwan or Hong Kong, offering their version of home-cooked, classic Cantonese and Taiwanese dishes. And in 2022, Dumpling House was featured as a guest chef on Bravo's Top Chef, representing Houston's Asian restaurant community. Dumpling House is proudly sharing their culture through community service and delicious food.
Now you guys are just going to be beaming every time the music comes on. Okay, Environeer LLC.
Established in 2018, Environeer is a Texas-based, veteran-owned engineering consulting firm specializing in environmental, health and safety permitting, and compliance programs. Key sectors they serve include oil and gas, chemical, manufacturing, commercial lending, construction, and environmental litigation in the United States and China. Environeer's leadership team is comprised of military veterans with a commitment to connecting knowledge and experience to innovatively and cost-effectively solving their clients' challenges. Environeer actively gives back to the community by working with the Salvation Army and Food Bank, TCEQ, Environmentor, and Texas Dragon Boat Association. They also work with American corporate partners by providing mentorship to veterans who are transitioning from military to civilian careers. Environeer is committed to helping the community and their clients with all of their environmental, health, and safety problems.
Okay. Up next, ginger kale.
Ginger Kale redefines coffee shop with its multifaceted approach to retail and dining. As an all-day cafe and lifestyle brand, Ginger Kale brings innovation and sophistication to the zoo and Herman Park. With its inviting space and vibrant menu, Ginger Kale aims to bring families and friends together over delicious food, pastries, and coffee while enjoying a day at the park. With both being deeply rooted in family traditions and values, business owners Sandy Wynn and Cassie Gaffar find passion in serving the Houston community. Since the restaurant is closely located near the medical center, Ginger Kale donates their services and food to the hospitals in the surrounding area. As a synthesis of functionality, art, and design, Ginger Kale aims to be an approachable yet elevated space for the Houston community to shop, grab a quick coffee, enjoy a meal, or simply hang out at any time of day.
Thank you. Thank you. Well done. This is my last comment about the song. I feel like we're in a Disney movie every time it comes on. By the way, Cassie and Sandy, one of them told me they had a whole speech prepared, so we might have to bring them up for that in just a little bit. One dim sum.
Having started in 2019, One Dim Sum is one of the few restaurants that preserve traditional handcrafted dim sum. Based on the scratch kitchen model, where most of the food is made with fresh and locally available ingredients, dim sum is handmade in their kitchen with creative and inventive approaches. During the pandemic, they reached out beyond their dining room into cities across Texas with various delivery, catering, and event services. By expanding across Texas, One Dim Sum has found loyal customers in Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, and the greater Houston area. Specifically in Houston, many find themselves visiting the restaurant when they're in Houston Midtown, looking for fresh and unique dim sum. One Dim Sum will continue their mission of bringing the Hong Kong and Guangzhou food culture to Texans in the form of wonderful foods.
Quick POS.
Founded 8 years ago, Quick POS was started by Tom Jin and Ming Yi. Both are alumni of Silicon Valley with backgrounds in restaurant management. They funneled their expertise into creating their own browser-based POS system to help restaurants and retailers of all sizes achieve marketing, management, and general development of smart business. The company has reached over 3,000 clients across 45 states and is currently expanding their business outside the U.S. They focus on innovating technology to free business owners from common frustrations like inconsistent customer service, rising labor costs, and unstable employment. These factors can lead to a vicious cycle of low profit margins, negative reviews, and a loss of customers. As restaurant technologies advance, many small restaurants fail to adapt to the changing market and lose out to competitors. Quick POS is determined to provide customized solutions to help transform every business into a smart digital operation.
This is our 7th recipient, by the way. the V Agency, Allstate Insurance.
The V Agency, Allstate Insurance, is an insurance agency that has served over 2,000 households for the past 9 years in the greater Houston area. The agency believes that insurance goes well beyond getting a policy and wants their customers to feel confident in the coverage they choose. The owner of the V Agency, David Wynn, is a dedicated small business owner with the goal of assisting the Asian American community through education and insurance. His team has enjoyed getting involved and giving back to the community by building playgrounds for students, empowered youth sports with donations. They also actively support the Johnny Dang Charities, Abandoned Little Angels, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and the Houston Vietnamese Golf Association. The V Agency, Allstate Insurance, is dedicated to assisting the community with all their insurance needs through reliability and responsiveness.
Here's a familiar face. Viet Witch.
Viet Witch's founder, Viet Tran, began his culinary career after graduating from business school at the University of Houston. In 2009, he started a Vietnamese cooking show called Tran Can Cook on YouTube that led to many opportunities, including being aired on Food Network's CookingChannelTV.com website and a regular spot on the Saigon Network's locally televised cooking show. And after great anticipation in 2015, Viet Tran started Viet Witch in a gas station, offering a few banh mi and drinks. By 2019, he opened his first brick and mortar store in Stafford, Texas. Viet Witch offers a few classic-style banh mi and a few fusion favorites. Viet Witch has earned top 100 places to eat in Texas 3 times, 2019, 2021, and 2022, and has been featured in multiple publications including USA Today, Community Impact newspapers, Houstonian Magazine, and the Houston Chronicle. Viet Witch will continue serving the community with delicious banh mi and fun drinks.
It's not his, it's yours. Visiting doctors.
Dr. Mary Lou Oro is currently the sole owner of 5 companies, namely Healthcare Liaison Services, American Visiting Doctors, Home Visiting Doctors, Charting Notes, and Visiting Doctors of Texas. These companies are based in Houston, Dallas, and Fort Worth. The companies aim to serve the community, especially the medically underserved population. The company's mission is to provide accessible, comprehensive, cost-effective healthcare to improve or maintain the patient's quality of life. Dr. Oro was born in Manila, Philippines, and the eldest of 4 children. One of her goals is to create bridges between countries, to provide cost-effective, quality medical services with a holistic approach in healthcare. She's currently developing an app, AMA Elite, as a one-stop shop to provide the avenue of communication for this medical tourism project and other interests.
Did I throw you all off on the last one? I was like down the stairs. So this next is our 10th and final recipient. They're actually not able to be here today, but we are gonna obviously recognize them and play their video. And that's gonna be Magical Winter Lights.
UCC On is an emerging leader from the U.S. Small Business Administration Houston chapter and founder of an award-winning holiday attraction from the ABC networks, The Great Christmas Light Fight. UC started her business, Magical Winter Lights, 7 years ago to weave this annual holiday tourist attraction into the cultural fabric of the greater Houston community. The festival has welcomed close to 1 million visitors in the past 6 years, brought over 200 seasonal jobs annually to the area, and boosted the local economy in the hospitality and retail sectors. Magical Winter Lights is a holiday attraction and festival with a fresh take on the traditional Christmas lighting event. UC led the team behind Magical Winter Lights, overseeing event production, site operations, ticketing, marketing and advertising, finance and accounting, vendor relations, event staffing, and corporate community partnerships.
Congratulations to all of our recipients. If we could have everyone come back up for a group photo, please.
Leave it in the front.
All right, congratulations to everyone once again, our Rising 10. Congratulations. Very exciting stuff. It's very different speaking without a podium, but we're going to wrap it up here in just a bit. I'm going to bring up the wonderful Sydney Dow to the stage to give you some closing remarks.
Congratulations to all of our winners. This includes our luncheon today. Please head to the next breakout session. It's our final one for the day. But make sure you don't leave after, as we have a very special guest at 3 p.m. We'll have an interview with Washington Ho from HBO's House of Ho. Their second season started and aired last night. So please stay back after the breakout session and join us for their wonderful interview. And for our 3 breakout sessions, we have e-commerce, finance/retail with Cart.com with Jonathan Young. There's a finance session with JP Morgan with Danielle Davis, and supply chain with HEB Pam Shaw. Thank you so much.
This concludes the presentation. We ask that you go ahead and stand up and head over to the breakout room. Thank you so much.